I've been at Mason, Korea for about a year, but this is my first semester full-time. Currently I teach English 122, which is a multicultural writing class. It's an ESL class for students, for English as a second language students. Students who struggle a little bit with English or who need some extra help with writing or with grammar, things like that. I think, the important thing to understand, at least from my perspective, is that every student is different and every student has their own journey that they've sort of come on, especially when it comes to language and the English language. And one of the unique things about George Mason University, Korea, is that it's an American English-speaking institution that's located in a non-English speaking country by and large. And so most of the students that come here, or a lot of them, are ESL students. They're students who grew up speaking a language that wasn't English. Every student who comes to me, and any student who ends up sitting in my classroom, has had a different path to get there. Knowing that everybody's an individual really shapes how I teach my classes. So I can focus on certain grammar structures or certain ideas of grammar and certain ways to structure a paper or organize a paper, but in the end, I need to realize that every student is taking in the information that I give them in their own way. And I try to spend time meeting with my students individually outside of class, outside of the classroom. We can do more in 10 minutes one-on-one than we can in an hour and a half if there's 30 people in the classroom. That's one thing I love about my classes, is that I feel like I get a lot of one-on-one time with my students. I get to know them really well, and I get to know them as writers really well. And I think that when you get to know them as writers, you kind of get to know them as students. I've been teaching for about 12 years at various levels. So I've taught high school, I've taught little kids, all English, like English acquisition. So I've been an English as a second language teacher for most of my life. And I started teaching at universities in Korea about 10 years ago. I love teaching here at Mason, Korea. It's a totally different expectation, I feel like, than in the Korean system. My expectations as a teacher are, you come into my class, and you come on time, and you come to class every time, and you just do the work. And if you're doing the work to the best of your ability, what you're producing, it's not that it's inconsequential, but that, like, if you're putting in the hard work, you will become a better writer. It just happens. It's like anything else. If you practice, you'll get better at it. And so I really love being in a place where that can be the focus, rather than focusing so much on grades and so much on competition. It's a breath of fresh air. And I mean that honestly and truly.